Building a revolution requires a massive investment in logistics, hard capital for weapons, safe houses, and printed propaganda. Printing underground newspapers like Pravda required massive infrastructure and dozens of workers. This created an immense financial burden for an illegal political movement. This presented a problem for the architects of the Russian Revolution. They had to figure out how to finance an underground war against the Russian Empire without any traditional sources of income. Before they could challenge the Tsar, the revolutionaries had to solve a severe cash flow deficit. In May of 1907, 338 delegates gathered in the relative safety of London. They were attending the 5th Congress of the Russian Social Democratic Labour Party, far from the reach of the Russian secret police. Inside the Brotherhood Church, future iconic figures like Vladimir Lenin, Leon Trotsky, and Joseph Stalin sat at long tables to debate the party's future. It was a highly formal parliamentary setting, but the party was fractured by a deep ideological divide. The Mensheviks advocated for peaceful, legal political reform, while the Bolsheviks demanded an armed uprising. The core of this debate centered on expropriations, the party's term for armed bank robberies used to fund their activities. When it came to a vote, 65% of the delegates condemned these robberies. They demanded the immediate disbanding of all party militias. The party officially chose the path of peace. Armed fundraising was now a rogue act, even within their own political ranks. Lenin rejected the results of the democratic vote. Instead of disbanding his militias, he formed a secret Bolshevik center to continue his underground operations in the shadows. To execute this strategy, Lenin needed a specific type of pragmatic operative working on the ground in the Caucasus. Enter Joseph Stalin. At this point, the former Tiflis seminary student had evolved into a hardened revolutionary, unconcerned with the formal debates occurring in London. Stalin's willingness to use violence made him the primary instrument for Lenin's shadow funding network. Just weeks after the resolution was passed in London, the focus shifted to the dirt streets of Tiflis, Georgia. The target was a shipment of government cash moving through the city center under armed guard. Stalin's cell orchestrated an attack of extreme violence. In broad daylight, they threw devastating bombs directly at the stagecoaches, tearing the transport and guards apart. With hundreds of thousands of rubles secured, the robbery achieved its primary goal, a massive injection of capital for the Bolshevik movement. This daylight slaughter blindsided the Mensheviks and centrist mediators like Leon Trotsky, who believed the issue had been settled in London. By pulling off this robbery, the Bolsheviks had effectively created a party within a party, breaking the trust of the unified socialist movement. The immediate backlash from the heist was severe. The Tsarist state responded with a coordinated police crackdown across the Russian Empire. The Bolsheviks faced a logistical problem. The stolen notes were traceable, making it nearly impossible to launder the cash in European banks without being arrested. Politically, the blowback isolated Lenin's militant faction from mainstream European socialists, who were appalled by the violence. While the heist secured short-term capital, it was a practical disaster that damaged the Bolsheviks' standing with their democratic socialist allies. The 1907 robbery established the operational methodology the Bolsheviks would use for years to come. It demonstrated a specific set of tactics: the willingness to ignore democratic consensus, deceive allies, and use violence to achieve political ends. These early experiences shaped the way Stalin would later handle opposition and statecraft within the Soviet Union. The heist established a precedent where the immediate results of a street robbery held more political weight than any theoretical debate in a London church.